A Kentucky woman is found guilty on 15 counts of criminal abuse for mentally and physically abusing a child.
A family's dog is home safe and sound after being rescued from a storm drain.
A KSU student is shot and killed yesterday in California.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. Andrea Walker and Sam Dick reporting. Amber Philpott has the night off. Today, a jury in Madison County recommended a sentence of 90 years to Linda Richmond for physically and mentally abusing a child she was helping to raise.
She ended up with 70 of those 90 years. Sabira Rayford has more in our top story at 5:30.
A jury had previously found Linda Richmond guilty of mentally and physically abusing a child. The jury recommended a 90-year sentence for Richmond, who was found guilty on 15 counts of criminal abuse. Today, Judge Logue denied Richmond's request for a new trial. Then she proceeded to sentence her to 70 years in prison. Richmond's boyfriend was also accused of abusing the 9-year-old girl, but he took a 20-year plea deal. The indictment states that the couple systematically engaged in mental and physical abuse by starving the child, spraying rubbing alcohol on the wounds they had caused, even forcing her to stand in a cold shower for 20 minutes, a routine they called showers on the hour.
I sat through this trial, sat through a lot of things, and this is one of the most horrific acts I've ever seen. That was plagued on a child for months on end, resulting in the child barely being alive and
Though the jury's recommendation was 90 years, the judge said the max sentence was 70 years. In Madison County, Sabira Rayford, WKYT.
And Richmond is being held in the Madison County Detention Center.
An intersection in downtown Lexington was closed for about an hour this afternoon after an officer was involved in a crash. It happened just before 3 o'clock this afternoon at the intersection of Main and Upper. Police say an officer responding to an emergency call with lights and sirens on went through a red light on Main Street, hitting a black Lexus traveling through the green light. The officer and the driver of the Lexus were both taken to the hospital with minor injuries. A passenger was in the Lexus and that person was not hurt. The intersection reopened just before 4 o'clock.
A southern Kentucky dog was trapped under a road in a drain for 2 days. The family discovered that their missing coon was under the road last night.
This morning, the Whitley County Road Department showed up to help rescue the dog. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more from Corbin.
Well, as you can see, Lily is absolutely wonderful right now after spending 2 days in a storm drain. She got in this storm drain right here in front of this house in Corbin and simply could not get out. Lily went missing Tuesday. Her family had no idea what happened to their coonhound.
So we went around, we put signs up that we had lost our dog.
Then another dog started barking at one end of the drain in front of their house.
I got the flashlight out and looked, and she was about 20 to 25 feet in the drain underneath the road.
She was stuck, wedged in, with no hope of setting herself free.
She was crying, making these terrible guttural sounds.
They called the fire department, which worked hours into the night. And Thursday morning, the local road department showed up to dig up the road. And 45 minutes later, they rescued Lily.
All these people came to help, and I was just astounded that they would go to the extent that they did to help our dog.
The family says they may take Lily to the vet to make sure she's okay, but from all intents and purposes, she seems to be just fine. They say they really want to thank the fire department, the county road department, the many others that came out here to help rescue this beloved animal. In Corbin, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Lily's looking good. The new storm drain is 18 feet wide with 3 inches wider than the previous drain pipe and should be large enough should Lily ever try to go in there again.
A cold front moving in with some cooler temperatures this week, but that could also bring some storms on our way. Here with more is our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey.
Yeah, a little isolated action southern southeastern Kentucky. That's about all she wrote in terms of any storms out there this afternoon heading into the evening. It's the heat, though, that has been taking center stage. Low 90s, most of central and eastern Kentucky today. Humidity making it feel a whole lot hotter. Those live sky cams showing that we have quite a bit of sunshine throughout central and eastern Kentucky. 92 Lexington into the Frankfort area, though it feels like it is 96 right now in Lexington, 97 Mount Sterling, Danville. We've dropped it to 98 from a feels like of 103 an hour ago. Defender Radar Network, couple of showers and thunderstorms across southern Kentucky. Watching a little action here from the northeast of Bowling Green. That may work into Campbellsville. If that holds together, Somerset, London, Corbin can get in on at least a scattered shower or thunderstorm over the next few hours. Though the boomers into central and eastern Kentucky really having a tough go at it right now. Along and ahead of that cold front. Look at all the severe weather, though, into parts of the West Virginia area, up into the mountains of Pennsylvania. Cooler winds are blowing behind that front. So let's track any shower thunderstorm action out there this evening. And you do notice right off the bat, I'll let this loop one more time. Southern Kentucky gets in on the act. 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, everything is okay. Here is that loop as it fires up. We'll watch that southern corridor from Somerset, Corbin, London, down to Monticello, Whitley City, and Williamsburg for the possibility of a storm over the next few hours, guys.
A Kentucky State University football player has died after being shot in California. A statement on KSU's website says Josh Williams died Tuesday in his hometown of Inglewood. Williams played for the Thoroughbreds football team. KABC TV in California says that no arrests have been made so far. Williams was 24 years old.
A 10-hour standoff is over, and the man responsible is now in jail. Police were called to Duval Drive around midnight for a call of shots fired. When officers arrived, they say 35-year-old Ryan Kmark fired a shot at them before barricading himself in his home with his wife and 2 young children. Eventually, the wife and one of the children made it out. Police later brought the second child out. Kmark surrendered peacefully just after 10 o'clock this morning. Police are crediting officers' training and patience for a safe outcome.
The officers were fired upon and chose not to return fire, and sometimes even taking that extra time to really evaluate the situation can help us make a more informed decision about what course of action we need to take.
Kmark is charged with 4 counts of wanton endangerment.
The funeral was held today for the victim of Lexington's 10th homicide of the year. 27-year-old Douglas Jordan died on Friday afternoon after he was shot in the head while walking early Thursday morning on East Maxwell. A visitation and funeral were held today at the Lewis County High School auditorium in Vanceburg. No arrests have been made yet. Police believe it was a random crime.
A Central Kentucky man is behind bars after police say he assaulted a deputy. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Knox County. Deputies say while attempting to serve 38-year-old David Bays with a warrant at his home, they noticed a small container in his hand. When asked about it, officers say he put it in his mouth and became aggressive, attacking a deputy. After a brief struggle in the home, the deputy was able to subdue Bays. The bottle contained several plastic bags of suspected meth. In addition to warrants, Bays is now charged with resisting arrest, assaulting an officer, and possession of a controlled substance, among others. Also in Knox County, deputies say they received information yesterday about an inmate who has been missing for almost 2 months. A Knox County Sheriff's Office says they received a tip yesterday that Dale Valentine might be in Lexington. Knox County contacted Lexington police, who say they spotted Valentine this morning, but he escaped. Valentine was scheduled to go on trial on June 9th on several drug charges. In Boyle County, a man out on parole for drug trafficking is now back behind bars for the same crime. Deputies picked up 31-year-old Orlando Simpson at the Danville Walmart. Simpson was known as a fugitive with a parole violation and a charge of trafficking heroin out of Boyle County. During an investigation, deputies found heroin, crystal meth, and a loaded handgun in Simpson's hotel room. Along with the active warrants, he is charged with trafficking, possession of a handgun, and drug paraphernalia.
The death of a young boy by an alligator at Walt Disney World in Orlando brings up many questions, including this good question. How rare is it for a person to be bitten or killed by an alligator in Florida? The answer is very rare. Florida, though, is home to more than 1 million alligators, the second largest gator population in the United States. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission estimates the odds of being seriously injured by an unprovoked alligator are 1 in 2.5 million. Well, here are some numbers to show you how rare a gator bite or death by alligator is in Florida. First, before the young boy's death on Tuesday, there had been just one death by an alligator in the last 8 years in Florida. A 61-year-old man who was snorkeling was killed by a gator in 2015. The last death before that was back in 2008. From 1948 to April of this year, 23 people died by alligators in Florida. More than half were swimming, snorkeling, or wading in the edges of a body of water. To submit a good question, send an email to goodquestion@WKYT.com.
As the temperatures heat up, your pets could be at risk. What the Lexington Humane Society is doing to help pet owners this summer, that's just ahead on WKYT.
I'm Bill Bryant. Bernie Sanders is set to address his supporters tonight, and a filibuster prompts talk of compromise in the Senate on a measure to keep guns away from those on terrorist watch lists. The bottom line is ahead.
I'm Victor Puente in Laurel County, where deputies say a man who escaped from a Georgia prison in 1979 has been arrested. Coming up at 6, you'll hear from people who know him who say this is unbelievable.
Hancock & More is the #1 leather line in the United States, and Lexington Furniture is having the biggest leather event of the year during the Hancock & More Leather Sale. Lexington Furniture recently bought the entire factory showroom at Hancock & More, which means huge savings for you. Save up to 60% off regular retail prices on the largest leather furniture selection in Central Kentucky. Don't miss the Hancock & More Leather Sale at Lexington Furniture. Premium leather without the premium price.
Hey guys, lunch is here. It's on me, fellas.
With the Chase mobile app, Stephen Curry can send money to more people in less time.
Thanks, Steph. No problem.
Even to friends at a growing number of other banks.
You ready to go? Come on, fellas, let's go.
Easy to use Chase technology for whatever you're trying to master.
Dad, who's Captain D?
Legend has it. It was World War II fighter pilot Captain George Dillinger who crash-landed on a deserted island. He survived there for years, perfecting his seafood recipes, until he learned that the island wasn't so deserted after all.
That's not true, is it?
Not even a little, Bobby. The truth is, our new Fish and D's Jumbo Coconut Shrimp Meal is sure to be one of your favorites, like our popular sampler meal. For full meal starting at $4.99, it's gotta be D's.
This is the Mom Biz, and ladies, it's showtime. You've got soccer practice, swim meets, drum lessons, play dates, and all the other stuff that keeps your family humming. But you know what matters? The healthy stuff, full tummies. That's why you've got Lando Frost Premium Lunch Meat, a simple, protein-packed, good-for-'em lunch. And that's how you get a mom groove. Groove with me now. Hey, Lando Frost, they're a family brand. You're a family. See what I'm getting at?
I feel like it's important to connect with the customers because you never know what somebody might be going through. I want to make sure that I'm giving them the experience that they deserve. I'm a pharmacy technician. You have a lot of responsibility because people's health is on the line. It's just being accurate, it's being focused. It's a good pressure. Kroger has always put people first. Just whoever walks through those doors, we just try to do whatever we can to put them first and make them feel special. Treating everybody with the same, genuine care that I would want somebody to treat me with. I'm Deontay and I work at the Frankfurt East Kroger.
You know that old saying, there's 1,000 ways to slice a grape? Well, tell Arby's about the other 999, because we're still stuck doing it this way. Every morning hand slicing grapes just for one seasonal sandwich. If Arby's does all this work for just one sandwich ingredient, imagine what kind of effort we put into the rest of them. I mean, is somebody back there cracking pecans? Arby's, we have the meat.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Could today be the end for Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign?
And Senate Democrats mounting a nearly 15-hour filibuster. Bill Bryant has more in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders, who ran a very close second to Hillary Clinton in Kentucky, will address his supporters tonight. The Vermont senator, who amassed more than 1,800 delegates along the way but fell short of winning the nomination, says he will talk about the way forward for his campaign this evening. Sanders and Hillary Clinton met this week. He has said he will work hard to ensure Donald Trump, the Republican, is not elected to the White House. Sanders will hold his online event at 8:30 Eastern Time. The shooting massacre in Orlando has led to lots of talk in Washington. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky's office said today that leaders need to focus on solutions that will work. He said lawmakers need to make a choice between getting things done to prevent terrorism and using the Senate as a campaign studio. That appears to be a reference to a 15-hour filibuster led by the Democratic Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut. Under the Senate rules, Murphy had to stand on his feet during all of those hours of speeches so he could maintain control of the floor. Murphy believes his effort was successful after Republicans have agreed to take up the matter of guns being available to people who are on terrorist watch lists and talk about a compromise. What is Kentucky exporting more of than bourbon, tobacco, and horses? It turns out it is aerospace products. Kentucky Today reports aerospace exports outrank the Toyota, Ford, and Corvette cars and trucks produced here in the Commonwealth. Last year, aerospace exports from Kentucky approached $9 billion, nearly a third of all exports from the state. On Kentucky Newsmakers this weekend, a wide-ranging interview with Senator Rand Paul as he seeks re-election, and Lexington Police Chief Mark Barnard will talk about extra precautions being taken locally for the city's Pride Festival and other summer events after the shootings in Orlando. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
As the temperatures rise, it's important to keep everyone in your home cool, including your pets. So glad we're talking about this. June is Emergency Pet Preparedness Month. The Lexington Humane Society, along with Animal Control and the Division of Emergency Management, held an event outside the Humane Society Adoption Lobby today. Organizers were out with information on how to keep your pets happy and healthy during the hot summer months.
We're going to go over some things such as how to prepare a kit for your pet in case of an emergency. We're going to go over summer pet care tips, how to stay cool in the heat, make sure that your pet gets plenty of water, stays in the cool environment.
Some items for a pet emergency kit include food, water, a carrier or crate, and toys and other comfort items.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Starting to see a little drier and cooler air working in from the north. Not a minute too soon, considering today it was feeling close to 100 degrees at times with a heat index. Live look, and I'm looking toward that southern horizon because we are seeing at least a spotty shower thunderstorm trying to pop into southern Kentucky. Low 90s Lexington, feels like only 96 now. Last hour is 99, so see, it's improving. Winds are gusty today, up around 30 miles per hour at times. Current temperatures range from the mid-80s northern Kentucky to right around 90, if not some low 90s, 64 and south. That cooler air is working in quickly from the north. So over the next hour or two into much of the region, you're going to actually be able to feel a little bit of a difference. Not just because the sun is getting low on the horizon, but a better brand of air is surging in from the north. Still feels like 97 into Danville after topping out at 103 a little bit ago. Yeah. Just a 103. Over the next 3 days, we are dealing with the muggy meter that comes down. Tomorrow, still a little humid. Saturday and Sunday, absolutely gorgeous, both with the sky condition and with the actual conditions out there. Humidity comes down. Defender Radar Network, couple of thunderstorms now popping here from Bowling Green, north of Bowling Green, toward the Campbellsville area. That's some stuff we'll watch into southern Kentucky. Earlier, we were trying to crank up a shower thunderstorm into southeastern Kentucky. Not a whole lot of success in doing that. 3H weather ahead of our front, mild weather behind it. So that clash of the air masses leading to a scattered thunderstorm or two over the next 3 days. Tomorrow, much better. It's a breezy day. Chance for a shower, a thunderstorm, isolated stuff. Saturday, Sunday, green is good with not a whole lot of action into the region. New hour by hour. for the evening, showing that quick drop into the upper 60s northern Kentucky, low 70s everywhere else. Look at tomorrow morning, right at 60 degrees, a hint of some clouds. Tomorrow, we've been advertising this, that the weather's coming at us in reverse tomorrow. Weather around here normally goes west to east, but watch the clouds and a spotty shower or two filtering in from West Virginia and Ohio. So into the afternoon, anyone is fair game for a shower. Look at those temps, upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow afternoon. Good looking Friday evening for a night out on the town. Saturday, though, beautiful sky conditions. May not find a cloud in the sky at one point on Saturday afternoon with temperatures 80 to 85 degrees, and that'll keep us going into our Sunday with a pleasant sky, albeit a little warmer into the mid and upper 80s. I do think we hit 90 on Monday. It's not going to last. Here comes another cold front. Wednesday and Thursday, upper 70s with a threat for a shower or a thunderstorm leading the charge for the cooler weather next week. Guys, that's the theme of the summer. Heat makes a run at us for a day or two. Cold front cuts it off at the pass.
Different.
Yeah,
kind of unusual.
It is. So it means a little up and down roller coaster ride.
Okay. Always relief on the horizon.
Thanks.
Still working the crash at Ruidoso and Man-O-War. Now, that's a non-injury crash, but it's been causing some problems on the inner and outer loops between Richmond Road and Palumbo. Also, there's a collision on Winchester Road near I-75. The right outbound lane has been blocked at times as they continue to wrap up that crash. It's stop-and-go traffic on the circle. The outer loop approaching Leestown, by the way. That's just heavy traffic merging onto the circle. Outbound to Frankfort, 64 looks okay. And to Nicholasville, still 14 minutes. Now back in the studio.
Kentucky State dealing with a tragedy, Brian.
Yeah, a football player shot and killed in California. On a much lighter note, closer to home, Willie Cauley-Stein back in Lexington today talking about the U.S. select team. Sports is next.
Mics.
Big Brother is listening.
Cameras. Big Brother
is watching.
Action.
Big Brother is back.
Welcome to this summer, don't just vacation, Big Brocation.
I'm into it.
In the Big Brother house.
You mean
my house?
No.
It's my house. Come on in.
There's never a dull moment.
Julie Chen hosts.
It's not summer without Big Brother.
Boom. Welcome to my house. It's my house.
People really do live life in their Toyotas. Live well in the bold Toyota Camry. With available 18-inch wheels, blind spot monitoring, and wireless charging. Now, during Toyota's summer sales event, get 0% financing for 72 months or lease Camry for $189 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
What we do is not about sickness. It's about living. Because you were made to live and live well. Let us show you how care is supposed to be. Lexington Clinic, your doctors for life.
At the Joseph A. Bank Father's Day sale, all suits and sport coats are on sale. Plus, buy one, get one free. And buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Plus, all shoes are buy one, get one 50% off. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
Before contemplating the many choices on Steak and Shake's $4 menu, one must calm the mind in our Zen garden. Focus. The garlic double steak burger meal. Reflect. The taco salad meal. Zen. The original double and cheese steak burger meal.
Oh!
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
Got everything? We have our charger, the children, got the children.
We're the Swartzes from Omaha. Welcome to our show.
See more of our show and start enjoying yours at visitmo.com.
Kentucky Lottery jackpot sequence has been initiated. Prepare for current jackpot.
Friday's Mega Millions, 310 million. Saturday's Powerball, 169 million.
Today we're going to talk about the all-new 2016 Chevy Cruze, but you're only going to answer me in emojis. So this Cruze has built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi with 24 gigs of data. It also comes with 24 months of Sirius XM satellite radio.
Like, word, Chevy. That's the way to go.
Find your tag and get $1,500 total cash allowance on this all-new 2016 Chevy Cruze.
See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
For all your hearth and grill needs, shop barnhillchimney.com.
We start with some sobering news out of Los Angeles today. Kentucky State linebacker Josh Williams shot and killed Tuesday in Inglewood. According to police reports, Williams suffered a gunshot wound to the upper torso and was pronounced dead at a local hospital. Williams played for the Thoroughbreds the past 2 seasons after transferring from Oregon State. The Oregonian is reporting Williams was planning to return this fall to KSU for his final season. The Trill isn't gone, he's back. Willie Cauley-Stein back at the Bluegrass, where he will be making several appearances to reunite with Big Blue fans. The former UK big man just finished his first NBA season in Sacramento, where he averaged nearly 8 points a game. For his efforts, Cauley-Stein named the second-team All-NBA squad, and now he's part of the U.S. Select Team, which will train with others for the 2016 Olympics.
I honestly never even thought about it, so the fact that my name is in the mix now is pretty impressive, you know, for myself, and gives you a kind of idea where you're at and where you need to go. So it's cool.
Being a freshman last season, Isaiah Briscoe had to learn and accept a new role as a backup point guard. He had not had to do that before, and at times it was a real struggle. Briscoe believes no one saw the real Isaiah Briscoe. Hats off to him, though. He did what was asked.
It was difficult, you know, it was a struggle for me in the beginning. I had to get used to it, and, you know, not too many people can do it, but I accepted the role that I wasn't used to. And I just, as a winner, I just want to do whatever it takes for my team to win, and they needed me to play defense, grab rebounds, and that's exactly what I did.
Afternoon Major League Baseball, Reds and Braves today. Final time the Reds will ever play at Turner Field. Adam Duvall continues to crush a lot. In his first full season, Duvall hits his 19th homer of the year. 2-0 Cincinnati. After that, it was all Braves. Last night, Freddie Freeman hit for the Cycles. Today, he did not slack off. A rip to right. That's a 2-run homer, and the Braves go on to win it 7-2. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we've had a lot of baseball news over the last 2 weeks, and it continues during the 6 o'clock hour. Former UK baseball coach Gary Henderson is on the move. I'll tell you about it in 25 minutes.